Good evening, everyone. Okay, so we're going to make a start. Appreciate the patience. We just wanted to give everyone a few minutes more just to log in. We have about 60 clubs on the call tonight, which is great. It's a great turnout. And what we're going to do is I'm going to just do a quick introduction just to give everyone a bit of background and just go through some of the housekeeping rules. I'm then going to hand you over to Lauren, who's going to walk you through the system. And Connor will close out the meeting with just some more information on some of the other functions of the system. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Just bear with me. Now, hopefully everyone can see that. Yeah, I'm relying on Connor's nodding head. So as you know, tonight is a bigger introduction to the Sport80 platform, which will be our new membership system going forward. The platform was launched a couple of weeks ago, and we've been slowly introducing it to the members, and we've started with the club secretaries. And I just want to take everyone through a bit of background in terms of why we got to where we are. So we recognized some years ago that there was a lot more work for club secretaries to do to keep clubs going, particularly around the growing impact around the legislative requirements for safeguarding, Garda vetting, GDPR, and it was quickly mounting. So we set about trying to solve that and trying to reduce that burden in any way we could. We did analyzed our current system, which I should say is our previous system, to see what we could do with them. Unfortunately, it was quite limited in terms of what functionality they could do. Very little, in fact, was available to us. At the same time, we conducted surveys and focus groups with stakeholders on a wide variety of issues. But some of the key things that we took back from that around membership and management of membership and management of clubs was that about 50% of the clubs liked that the club secretary ran things, which we could call the traditional way. But about half, again, kind of wanted the members to take more of an active role in updating their profile. So it was about 50-50 split. Parents wanted a bit more control of juvenile accounts, so the juveniles didn't have to run their own accounts. People were concerned about data protection and GDPR, and overall they wanted sort of better reporting and an easier user interface from the system. We looked at our primary user, which was our club officer, and our driver our secondary user then was our individual members. We felt the change should improve the primary user's experience in the first instance, and following that up, it should encourage individual members to use the system a bit more. The drivers for change were simple. We wanted to provide a solution that supported volunteer administrators first in managing the membership, the finances, the governance, and the safeguarding requirements. We wanted to ensure continuity of and improving our membership services and governance capabilities, which we did not feel we were going to get with our previous system. And we wanted to reduce the administration time, allowing club secretaries, volunteers to focus more on beneficial development of the game at grassroots level. So what have we got? This new system now will allow us to maintain the traditional method of affiliation, which is where club secretaries input the data, collect the money, and send it all to BI. But for the clubs that would prefer a different method, it allows individual members to affiliate directly to the club and pay their fees directly to the club, which are then automatically sent up to the branch and up to BI. The members put in their own data, they update their own data, and they have a bit more control of their own profile. Clubs can pay by card, but they can also still pay by bank and check as they have done in the past. And there's a much better invoicing system at the back end of this software. There's a credit system, so it allows us to give credit to clubs who might have overpaid. We can apply discounts, and this system, which was we got a lot of feedback about this new system allows us to have the half price new adult fee applied at checkout. There's a lot more GDPR protection. There's two-factor authentication for anybody who has access to multiple people's data. And phase 2 of this software, which isn't coming this year, but down the line, we would hope to open it up so that clubs could also collect their own fees via the system. For the members, it's easy access of personal information. It's more user-friendly system, access to courses, programs, and licenses within the system, access to information on their insurance and policies all in one place, and a personalized membership card. And to give you an example of what the feature I think a lot of people are going to really like, this membership card will be sent out to anybody whose email is on the system when they get activated. And you can see the digital membership card there on my screen. For people who prefer paper, there's a printable version. And both of those QR codes, when scanned, will show a lot more detail on the member and their profile. So we feel that that's a really beneficial piece with the software that could greatly help a lot of people and a lot of clubs. Before I move on, I should point out this session is being recorded, and I can see a few questions coming into the chat, and we will address those at the end. There will be time for a Q&A at the end. But with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to hand it over to Lauren. Lauren, are you there?
Yep, I am. Right, I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay, screen. Okay, can everybody see my screen? Yeah, okay. So this is the login page, and if you are a member of Badminton Ireland in the last 5 years, you would already have a profile migrated into it. So last Friday, Sport80 has sent you all an email to set up your account because you are the club secretary. But if you didn't get that email or the link has expired, then you can just go through the reset password here, the forgotten password button. And if you're a brand new member has never registered to Badminton Ireland, then the player will have to go through the create account button here on the top. So I'm gonna log in now. I'm gonna, okay, so, oh, sorry. Oh, no. Sorry, that's what happens when you try to log in too many times and it will ask you to do that again. Now, so everyone who has an admin right will have to go through this process for security reasons. You can set it up to receive your 5-digit code from your phone or through the app. So I set it up to get it on my phone. So I have it now on my phone. Put it in and then continue. Once you log in, all of you should have this pop-up window because you have a club officer role and you can just choose your club. You can manage your club affiliation or the members affiliation. And for today, I'm going to use sample club as an example. So once you're in the profile, the first page you will see is this. It's basically just an overview of the club telling you who is the club secretary, the address of the club and stuff. And as David said, the data should be migrated into it, including the membership, but we'll still advise you to double check just in case some of them didn't come through. So to check the membership list, you go to the left column here on the left, click athletes, go list, and then it will show you the list of all the members were in your club. So in the middle here, go order by, click expire date, go this side descending, and it should show you all the members who are affiliated until the end of November this year, top to bottom. And then you can cross-check that. If you find anyone that is missing, then you can email me, send me a list of the names, and I can cross-hatch it with the old system, and I can manually manage that for you. So we'll talk about how to renew our club fee. So back into this home page, if you click into the membership button here in the middle column, and then it will bring you to this page, you can see that the expiry date for the club membership is the end of November this year, but you can start to renew it for the 2021-2022 season now. So if you click into that, and then you choose either you want to do auto renew every year, or you want to just do a once-off payment. So I'll just want to do a once-off payment, and then you double check your region. And if you are a Northern Ireland club, you can choose here to pay with sterling. And then if you click sterling, it will bring you down to £17.50. Okay, so but this club is in Dublin, so I will choose back to adult and euro. And then if you go next, and then make sure this is correct, hit renew, and then it will sit on the basket here on the top right. And then if you have, if that's all you need to pay, and then you go to the basket and then put in the billing details here on the right, and then go checkout. So this window will pop up. We encourage all the clubs pay by card. So if you're paying by card, you can just click card here, and then the next page, it will ask you to put in your card detail, and then the club membership fees will be done, and a confirmation email will be sent to you as a club secretary. But if paying by card is not possible for your club, then you can choose to pay by invoice here, which means you want to set up an invoice. Then you can pay Badminton Ireland either a check or a bank transfer. So if you click into invoice, it'll bring you to this page. Double check this. Make sure you download the invoice, hit download invoice. Otherwise, the invoice will not show up on our side. So once we receive the payment, we'll put through the invoice manually. But until then, the club fee will payment pending status. So we move on to the next function, which is to renewing individual members. So if you want to renew members, go to your athlete list again, and then you'll see the full list in your club. Let's say we want to renew Conor Fajan as an example today. Just click the renew button beside his name. Choose if you want to auto renew or just once-off payment. And then if you click next, this box will come up. And if a player is affiliated to more than one club, this box will show you how many clubs and what clubs is he affiliated to. And you will have to pick one club as his primary, which normally whichever club is paying for his membership will be his primary club. And then you go to the next page, make sure these are correct, phone number. And then if you only have Conor to renew, then you hit add and checkout, and it will bring you to the checkout page like we did in the club membership. But if there are more players that you need to renew, then you just hit add. It will bring you to the members list, and Conor affiliation will be sitting in the shopping trolley here on the top right. So let's say we want to do another one. This time we renew myself. So we click the renew button beside my name. Same process. Click the, so it might show you €18, but that is because it hasn't added in the branch fee. But it's, as you can see here, it says the branch fee will be added in before you make the payment. It is because I am attached to more than one club across different branches, and the system would know which club are you going to choose as my primary club. So once you select which is my primary club, the according branch fee will go in. So you go next. My primary club will be Sample, and then we click renew. And then I'll be sitting here in the basket waiting for payment. And then it will be the same process as paying for the club membership. You go through, put in all the details, click checkout. You can choose either paying by invoice or paying by card. And then that will be done. Once the payment has gone through, because the current season is still alive, still live until the end of November, but you have already prepaid it. So if you pay somebody, but it hasn't kicked in, it will show up like Peter testing here as prepaid. which means they have paid it for a 2021-2022 season, but it hasn't kicked in yet. Okay, so we'll move on to the next function, which is to add a brand new player into your club. So if you want to add somebody into your club, which is brand new, you go to this list, athletes list again. On the top right corner here, you see an add new athlete button. So you click that, choose a new athlete, and then you have to put in the details. Let's say we're gonna have Daisy Duck today. Date of birth is mandatory. Okay, gender is mandatory. Sorry, and then you can skip the address. You press next. Phone number is mandatory. Email address is also mandatory. So daisyduck@123.com. Go next. Choose your communication preferences, and then make sure you hit done and add membership. So it will bring you to this page. So you have to select a membership type for Daisy, and brand new adults are entitled to have 50% off for the first year. So make sure you choose a first-time member for her, and the half price will automatically be clicking. It shows you the €9 is the same because the branch fee hasn't go in. This first-time membership option will only appear on those who have never had a profile before. So let's say if I'm only renewing myself, it won't show up. That first-time member will not show up. So one-time payment for Daisy. We go next. Put in the club name, sample club. It is her primary club. So you go next. Make sure these are correct. Go next. And then you have to agree to terms and condition. And then it will be the same. It will be the same as renewing the membership. If Daisy is the only one you want to do, and then you go add and check out. If you want to do more, you just press add, and it will bring you back to the list of players page again, and then you can go through the process again. So this time I'll get add and check out. And then you can see Daisy now is also sitting in the basket. And then you can see that now Daisy is down for €14, which is right for a Leinster new adult player. And then once you have all the players ready to go, and then you can just pay for them all in one go. If you accidentally renew somebody or put in someone that's wrong, you can just get rid of them on this page before you make the payment by just clicking this bin button. Okay, so next function is also adding new members. But if you have a lot to go in, the last process might take a little while. But if you have loads to go in, you can use the bulk upload function. So you go to the add new athletes again. This time you choose athlete bulk upload. It will bring you to this page. You will have to download the template from this page because you have to put in the exact way they want it. Otherwise it wouldn't work. So on this type here, you have to choose individual membership because you want to create members. And then you have to download the template, hit download template. And then, sorry, I have to move these. And then it will come up as an Excel. I have already put in some of the data yesterday, so just to save us time. But when you open the template, it will be a blank page just with the topic, with the titles and the top column. So you have to put in the email address for them. First name, last name. Gender is a drop-down box, so you can choose. Date of birth is mandatory to put in, but it has to be, one thing to remember is it has to be in American format. So it has to be in year, month, and then day. And the next column is membership number lookup. So you can leave it blank because they are a brand new member, so they wouldn't have any membership number. And then this column valid from, it will you basically put in the dates that you are doing the input. So it will be today. So it's the same as the date of birth. It has to be in American format. And then this column, region, which is where your club is. So I choose Dublin. Club name is a drop-down box as well. So I choose sample club. And then membership type, because they're all brand new members. So I choose adult Euro first-time members. And then what you can leave the rest of them blank, or you can put it in. Once you've done it, you save the Excel on your computer. You go back to the Sport80 site. And then for this question here, you will have to choose yes, because you want to create an account for them, for the players you put in. And then now you choose the file that you have just done, you have just saved. So it was here, I saved it here. So I double clicked it. And then I hit upload. Okay, so it says upload successful. And then once it's done, the player we just put in will be in the players list, and then it will be automatically be in the basket waiting for the payment as well. So you can just go to the basket and make a payment for them. Okay, so the next function will be adding a member from another club. So if you're adding a member from another club to your club, you have to go to the athletes list page again. Click new athlete. This time you choose an existing member. You have to put in you have to choose add manually. Membership type, individual membership. You will have to know their BI number and their date of birth in order for you to do this. So I'm going to try to put in one of my colleagues into this. So her BI number, her date of birth. So for this access type, you will have to choose full access. If you only choose event only, you will not be able to add a membership for her. So when you choose full access and then submit, press OK. And what will happen next is the player I just add will receive an email like this. Right, this one. So Sarah will receive an email from an email called no reply at sport80.com. And then she'll have to follow the steps suggested in the email here to approve my request before I can add a membership for her in my sample club. So let's say I did one yesterday. I add Lucky out into my club, and then he got an email from Sport80. He approved my request. Then now I can add him a membership. So same process, add, choose ODs, make sure if they're first time member, then they are, then if they're not, then you choose Euro. And then you go either add and check out or add and do another one. So add and check out, and then Lucky will be in here as well. Okay. So the next one is once the payment of the player has been done, the player will receive an email saying their membership has been done. So they will receive an email like this from no reply at sport80.com as well, with a membership card. So you can see all the information of the player. It will be here. You can see the name, you can see the membership number, the BI number, the expiry date, the membership type, and the county. So if there is a PDF file up here, you can open it, like the one David showed us earlier. You can do this, or you can print it out, or you can scroll down a little bit. If you're using a smartphone, you can scroll down a little bit. You can download the e-membership card, and then it can be added into your phone wallet, like the one that David showed us earlier. So this is a great feature that, based on all the surveys we've done, a lot of clubs said that they would like this feature, but for this to work, the individual will have to have a personal email that linked to their profile, which means if the club secretary is down for every single member in the club, or the player doesn't have an email attached to his profile, this feature wouldn't work. Okay, so the last function I'm going to talk about is to do a report. So if you want to get a report of who is affiliated and who is not, you can go to the advanced filter. So you're back to this athlete list page. You go to the advanced filter here on the top. Let's say you want to see who is affiliated. So we'll wait for this, okay, filter to load. You scroll down a little bit, you go to the membership, you open the membership, and then if you want to see who is affiliated, who is active, you will use this expired after column and click today, which means who is active. And then it will show you, you click apply filter, and then it will show you up to today who is affiliated to your club. And if you want to download, an Excel report, you can hit add selection, and then all these names will come up here on the right. And then if you go download report, you can choose whatever information you want in the Excel that you download. So I want CID means CID is nothing. So you go first name, last name. You can go date of birth or whatever, gender, and then you want to go email address. So click the list, click the item that you want to show. Expiry date, let's say, membership type, and then club. And then once you go next, so this saves report means you want to do the same report over and over again. So you don't have to just choose the item. You don't have to click filter and add the items into the report every time. So let's say I want to do a affiliated members list, and then you go fixed date means that if you click yes, it means it run the report on the same date every time you do it. So we don't want it. We want it to see, let's say today I want to do it and tomorrow I want to do it. And then so that's why you click no. And then you click download. And then your report will be downloaded. And then once it's ready, you will get an email. And your report will be done. And you can also do advanced filter on who is gathered vetted, who is safeguarding, who has safeguarding qualification, which I will pass you on to Connor, and he will explain that a little bit more.
Quickly, Lauren, just before Connor comes on, we just had one question in about how do we change the club secretary's email address?
Okay. So if you go to account, you can see who is the club secretary. For this club, I am the club secretary. And if you want to change it, you can just say, let's say I want to put Connor Fajan as the secretary. I click into his name, go roles, add roles, and then all the roles of the club will appear here. And then you can just say club secretary is this one, add him into it, club secretary add. And if you go back to the account, you can see that both myself and Connor add a club secretary now. If you want to get rid of me, then you go to the complete button here on the top right, and then you can get rid of me. And you have to put in Conor Fadgen as the primary contact. And then if you save it, and then I'll be gone. And that's it.
That's great, Lauren. There's a couple more questions trickling in, but what I might do is hand it over to Conor. And while Conor is giving his presentation, if anyone has any other questions for Lauren, they can type them in to the Q&A chat box, and we'll address those at the end.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just take you through just a couple of kind of added on features that we have on this particular system. One of them is the capability that we have now for course administration and course management through the system, which we didn't have before previously. So to access courses, obviously you'll go into your own personal account, and it will you'll obviously have this small little dashboard up here, and you'll see the courses tab there. You click on courses, and that'll take you through to the following screen then, which will show upcoming courses that are being delivered through ourselves. So once you click on that, this is what you come through to next. And what you'll have here is just a series of courses that are being delivered, and that'll show on this page. So at this present moment in time, we just have, for the purposes of this presentation, just the one safeguarding level 1 workshop, which you can see there under type. And to enter into the safeguarding workshop, if you want to enroll yourself onto it, you click on enter, which is the little red square there. And that'll take you through to more information here with regards to what is on the course. So again, we have on the left hand side, we have course information. So this is your start times, your finish times, when the course is. We have picked safeguarding for this particular course, but this could be a coach education course, a shuttle time course, any type of training that we're doing, the CARA disability inclusion training. So it's just basically giving you an overview of the specific details around the course. Also here you have the download button. So what we're able to do for the safeguarding workshops is to be able to allow you to download the safeguarding workbook that you'll require for the workshop. Okay, so that will be available there. You'll also have the key organizer information as well. On the right hand side, you'll have the registration information, a little bit more information about the event. When you do scroll down to the bottom of it, you will have the next button, and this will take you through to the page where you register for the course. So again, it's just a case of allowing you to make sure you're registering onto the right course, as we will be running quite a number of safeguarding trainings in particular between levels 1, 2 and 3 as we come into the season. So you will click on add entry to enter onto the course, which is the red button up here in the top right hand corner. And once you click on that, then you identify yourself, click add, and that will enter you onto the course. Okay, so what will happen then post course is that we're actually able to update your account automatically on successful completion of the course or workshop that you have attended. Okay, so again, it's cutting down on administration, sending in certificates or anything like that to ourselves. It's automatic, it updates. Okay, so that's just taking you through the course administration side. In terms of adding a qualification to your profile, so in certain circumstances you might have gone to your local sport partnership or to another provider for, say, a first aid training or a CARA disability inclusion training, or indeed a safeguarding training. So again, it's clicking on your profile. Okay. You'll click on qualifications, which is on the left-hand column there, as you see it, once you click onto your profile. Okay, the fourth one down. Once you click on that, it'll bring you through to the qualifications kind of holding page, where you click on add qualification, and this will ask you then to complete details on which qualification you are adding to your profile. So that's the red rectangle there again in the top right hand corner. And this pop-up box will come up. Okay, so you can see there's quite a number of qualifications that we recognize through the system. Garda Betting Access and I is included in that, but that's mostly managed by ourselves. For the purposes of this, we are looking at a safeguarding course that you've done with your local sport partnership. So you select which type of qualification you're adding to your profile. So in this case, we'll add the safeguarding qualification, and this will pop up here. So in the qualification type, you will have a number of options to choose from. So your safeguarding level 1, your safeguarding level 2, safeguarding level 3, and we also have the 2 safeguarding trainings which are available in Northern Ireland included in there as well. We also have the date it was achieved on. Okay, and also after this, you will also have the opportunity to upload information as well, but it is verified on the back of it by Badminton Ireland. The renewal period is 36 months, which is also beneficial as well, which we'll see in a moment once this has just gone through. So we click add, and it then goes to a pending approval, which comes through to the back office to myself, okay, in terms of the safeguarding. So the request goes to a pending approval, which will automatically be notified to a BI staff member to approve. Okay, once it is approved, okay, the safeguarding training, then this is how it will show up on your profile. You'll have the date it was achieved. It will identify when it's valid to, which is the 36 months, which it was on the previous pop-up box once you were choosing which level of qualification it was, and it's the safeguarding level 1. And how this benefits us then going forward is that you're able to be notified as to when your qualification is due to be renewed. So there will be notifications coming through from the system 30 days out from when your qualification is due to expire, 7 days out, a day out, and then when it goes a day over, a week over, and 30 days over as well. Okay, so that's why it's important that you have a valid email on your profile and you'll receive those notifications as your qualification is due to expire. So there's a number of benefits instead of people having to chase up myself or Lauren to find out when you're betting or when your safeguarding training is due for renewal, that those updates be done automatically, and it will save you the time in terms of chasing up on those. Also, just from a safeguarding perspective, we have Lauren out and her little cat here, Mittens, but Lauren here is actually the parent of Mittens Ow. So again, what we're just showing you here is that it is possible to have your child linked to the parent's account, so the parent can have control over the child's account through the system. And also then it's also important, I suppose, just you will have kind of the older children once they get to 16, 17, and you wish to give them maybe a bit more independency around managing their account. There is the option then to create the single user account then for them as well. So it's not that they're fixed until they're 18 years of age. That option is there as well to allow that. But certainly for anyone who wishes to have control over their child's account through the system, the parent is able to do that, and it's linked through the profile. Okay, so again, just to highlight that there is that ability to allow the child to create their own user account if the parent guardian wishes to do so. Okay, you're not stuck to it. Also then, just to follow up on the small last little piece that I'm going to cover here, and this is just around contact support, that we certainly didn't have a whole pile of it through the previous system, but in terms of this system, there is support available through the membership system, where you click on the contact support, which is on the bottom right hand corner, and it's very much a personalized. If there's issues around your management of the account, or if there's questions or issues which are cropping into your head as you're using it. It's split up into 3 different sections. So there's one here on the My Account. So it's giving you a kind of brief overview of any frequently asked questions around the Sport80 system. So how do I edit my personal details? How do I know my payment was successfully processed? We also have data and privacy. So how do I know my data is secure? There's a couple of questions which fall in under that category as well. And also then just some technical support questions that'll help you there. If none of your queries are answered through either of those 3 sections, you can click on the contact support, and that will bring you through to a pop-up box here where you'll be able to enter into your query, and we'll be able to get back to you in fairly rapid responses through Zendesk. So it's very much a personalized approach to any issues which you might be having through the system. Okay, so that's it for me, David.
Thanks, Connor. You can probably stop sharing your screen there now. We've had quite a few questions come in. I have answered quite a few of them already directly, and I've happily provided them with Lauren's email address because I think some of these questions are just things that Lauren might need to just check in the back end just to make sure they have the right access rights. We've had a few, and I'm going to take, there's 2 questions coming first, but they're kind of similar. One is it necessary to put in member's mobile number and email address? And someone asked, is there an issue putting in a name, date of birth, and phone number under GDPR? From the GDPR point of view, Connor, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but most clubs would collect that information anyway. So by encouraging the member to do it for you, it's a bit safer. But certainly if you're collecting information anyway, storing it in the system yourself, there's no issue with that. The date of birth and the mobile number and the email address. Look, club secretaries you put down the club email address or the club secretary's email address instead. It does require an email address. Every modern IT system in the world now requires an email address for profiles to be created. This is no different. But I would encourage your members to put in their own email addresses. They get way more access to the services that we have in place if they are able to access their profile. But we understand that some members don't want that, and we're not going to push it on them. So to that end, if they're not comfortable with it, you can just put down your mobile number and your email address for every account, and it won't make a difference. Another question was wondering, as a secretary, I can renew or add members and generate an invoice and pay, but how do the members merge this information, create a login for themselves, and monitor their account? So club secretary sets up 5 or 6 people. How do they then access their account, Lauren?
There are 2 ways to do that. Number 1 is once the secretary put in the club member's detail, if she put in an email address attached to it, then the player can just go through a forget password route, because the email will be matched and they will be linked to the same profile. The second approach is the secretary can press a create account button for the player. If they click into their name, scroll down a little bit on the left column, and it will set create own user account, and that's where you put in the email address, and then it will be created, and an email will be sent to them to create their own profile.
Thanks, Lauren. I will say at this point, these are some very good questions, and we'll be updating our frequently asked documents and our other supports and resources following the questions. If there's more questions, feel free to email them in. I still have a few left, but I'm just saying that now, if after the call ends and people think, oh, I should have asked that, we're absolutely happy for questions to be emailed in, and we'll try our best to sort them out. We've had a question in here. Can secretaries add in the info for courses rather than the member? So I'm assuming that means, can secretaries sign members up for courses rather than the member having to do it? Do we know if that's possible?
That's something we'll probably need to check out. That hasn't really been tested so far, but yeah, no, we can check that out.
We'll check that out and we'll put the information up.
Yeah.
What's the procedure for registering juveniles, Lauren?
So it will be the exact same as registering an adult member. The only extra bit is because they are under 18. So there will be a page asking you for basically a guardian's details. So you put in, let's say, I am registering my child, and then I'll say, this is my details, and I am the parent. And then it will be the exact same process as registering an adult member.
Another question is many parents do not want their email addresses to go to BI. If I use my email addresses, does that mean the player membership cards go to me? I think I'm right in saying they do, learn if the club secretary uses it. If a club secretary puts their email address down for 5 or 6 people, they should get all of the individual membership cards emailed to them on the account. Yeah, that should work. But please caution the parents, we're not going to sell their data or do anything with their email addresses. It just makes the system work a little bit better if people control their email addresses. So we are still encouraging, and we're going to actively encourage all members to access their accounts. But if they do not want to still, there is that option. Only one more question left so far. So if anyone has any other burning questions, now's the time to get them typed in. Would you get numerous emails if you keep using your email addresses for the members? I don't think that's the case. I think it only sends an email when we do newsletters to one, but we will clarify that. But I think you would get numerous sign up emails when you sign everyone up. But then I don't think general communications from BI would go to you 10 times. Again, one way to avoid that is get people to put in their own email addresses and create their own accounts. Are the membership cards needed for entering events? No, not at the moment. There's no procedures around that, but it could be very useful for people down the line. We've had questions about, how do I find someone's BI number if I want to add them to the club, or if they're coming down to a club night, how do I make sure they're affiliated? This is the simplest way without needing to log in. People can carry that on their phones. I have mine on my phone. It goes into the Apple Wallet. There's an option for Android as well. So it's easy to carry around. And if you don't want to do either of those, you can print and carry it. But we have no processes for or no plans to put any procedures in place to make sure people are carrying membership cards to enter our events. Typically, we know you're affiliated before you come because we use tournament software. But it's not to say it's not an option for branches, etc. Is it possible to delete non-active members from the club list? It is possible to archive members. I don't know if it's us that does that, Lauren, or the club secretaries.
Both BI staff and club secretary to do that. Yeah.
So you can archive, and you have to go into the player's profile, and I think there's an archive option at the bottom, and you can archive them and they won't show up then on your day-to-day list. Now, you can't delete them wholesale because you're taking data out of the system, but you can archive them so you don't see them, and essentially they're deleted for all intents and purposes. Can new members register themselves online when they don't have a BI number? Lauren?
Yeah, so they can request to join your club, and the club secretary will get an email to approve or to either approve or reject that player.
There's a link on our site. I think there's a page up on our site that has lots of information. It has videos, it has frequently asked questions, but there's a link, and you can give that link to anybody, and they can either log in if they're an existing member, or if they're not, they can register as a new member, find your club and request to join. And it's that simple. And I believe that's it. There's no other quote. Hang on, I spoke too soon. Can a member activate their own account and then send the account for payment to secretary to pay? So what happens if somebody creates their own account in the system and says they're going to join your club? I think, can they create a membership, Lauren, to that club once they've been confirmed? They can pay. They can put in their own card to pay themselves. Yes, pay themselves. It'll automatically take the BI fee and the branch fee and send that up, and they will automatically show up as being paid in your club. Down the line, it's not for this year. We were conscious that there's a lot of new things coming at people coming out of COVID, but the next phase of this would be to give clubs the option of adding in their club fee as well on top of that, so that I could go and join Connor's club. He could give me the link. I can register. I can input my details. He can then say, yes, that person's a member of my club, and I can pay the club fee, the branch fee, and the BI fee in one transaction. And that removes a lot of administrative time for clubs who want that feature. Some clubs don't, and they don't have to use it. If a new member to my club is already affiliated to another club, will my invoice show nil cost against them? I think provided they are in the same branch. Lauren, is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
There might be an issue if it's perhaps somebody in Ulster trying to join a Leinster club or vice versa. But yeah, it should show up nil if they are already affiliated. Somebody missed the start. Have logged on using my email sent to Sport80 to log in future. We do so on the BI website going forward. So Lauren, there's a link up on the website to log in and to get onto the BI. Yeah, we will have a bigger, flashier login button put up on the site. The old login button is still there, and people may get confused by that. Tournament software we still utilize tournament software for entries and stuff. So that button will be changed to a tournament entry button, and we'll have a bigger login button for the membership. Some gradings are not matching since the grading changes on September 6th. Will these auto update? Yeah, we will get those set up. The grading guys will be on that. Can a player register direct to BI without a club? No, we do not allow that. It's not allowed. They have to go through a club. Regardless of the system, we don't allow members to register without going through a club. And do new members affiliating, does the club get notified before BI approve affiliation? Yeah, if they pick your club and they say they want to affiliate, you get the notification before we do. Club is the first point of control. You will know who should be in your club and not way quicker than us. The last time I said there was no more questions, about 6 came in, so I'm going to take it nice and handy here and say that there's no more questions at the moment. But that's not to say that we're going anywhere. If you want to contact us at any point, Lauren's details have been sent to you. I'm sure most club secretaries have it, but all our details are on the website. Connor showed you the contact function. There's a section on our website as well. But again, if any questions come up afterwards, please let us know, and we'll update all the information we have on the site to make it nice and clear. This video will be available in a few days. We'll upload the full thing for people to watch back whenever they like. We'll also cut up some of the more interesting bits so people don't have to watch the full. I'm not sure how long we've been on. And we will run more of these webinars. We're conscious everybody is maybe a little bit rusty after the 18 months and would just want to focus on the badminton and IT systems. Probably isn't where everyone wants to be focusing. So we're here to help, and we'll be running a lot more supports in the next couple of weeks and months. But with that, there's no other questions definitively. So guys, thank you very much for joining tonight. Really appreciate it late on the Tuesday evening. Thank you so much. And we hope to see you all again soon. Bye-bye.